Just want to say the use of chicken feed sacks and dog food sacks can be used, but make a good thing for your table, or if you got a workbench, you're working on a chainsaw, something oily, these would be good for it. And they last forever. They do. They last a long time. I got a few more, maybe 2 more to open. Cut them open. And later on, when I bring my pots in here, they can lay on that. And it looks pretty nice. And Belle come to help me. So, maybe 1 or 2 more right through here. She's checking for mice. Okay, I got this down. Looks pretty good. I think time I get plants in here this fall, I think it'll probably lay down from the heat. Make it melt down a little. And right over there, there's my hemp bag. When I first got my bad seeds, I thought I'm going to order a drying rack for my hemp and other things I want to dry. Like lamb's quarter leaves before they seed out. And anyway, that's what that's for. I really like these bags, and they're not very expensive if you want to look on Amazon. But anyway, got that taken care of. So I want to clean this table off. I hadn't really got in here to clean the sunroom, but I want to clean this table off. And I might leave the plastic on here. It does help save the wood. But you can see the sun cooks it and splits it. So I'm going to clean that up and put the feed sacks on this and get them ready for fall also. At least I'll have that part done. So Bill and me was looking at this because I couldn't put very many plants up here because these old lids, they're round. And they either dent in or make my plants fall down. So he was suggesting turn it upside down. And he brought out a piece of wood. And I will be covering that later with the same thing, the feed sacks. And get a nice stand up here for more plants. So, and I will do that later. But I want to take care of this for now. Well, I shook this off, turned it over, looks pretty good. Now I'll just cut them feed sacks and put them on here, and that will help a lot. So that's going to do the job, and it looks nice. And so I think the sun kind of melted down later on, like that. So next year, when it gets all dirty again, I can throw these away and get me some brand new sacks. And I'm getting all these little pot trays out here. So when I do get it cleaned up, I don't have to deal with them. So I got them ready to go. It's really getting hot in here. But I have to tell you what happened. I'm not a pot addict no more. And so what happened, Lowe's quit giving away their pots because this manager was saying people would take them pots with plants in them and return them and get money on them. I don't know. There's no tag on them. You'd have to have a receipt. And then I said, don't you have to have a receipt to return plants? He says, not no more. So I went up front to the return area and I asked this lady, I said, is it true the manager told me you gotta have a receipt, or you don't have to have a receipt, you can just turn the plant in? And she says, no. She said, you gotta have a receipt and something on the plant showing that tree is the same as a receipt. So I don't know why that manager said that for, but sometimes I do get plants. Most of them don't live in there, but I want the pots. And they had some big pots, but they had plants in them. And so he said, well, the headquarters said they're losing money and they're not going to do it no more. So there goes my pot addiction. And I'm glad I had a pot addiction ahead of time, because I got a gob of pots. So thank you, Lowe's, for helping me with my pot addiction. Bye. Hey, they're bringing in dirt. I think they might be getting it down the creek. That's pretty good. And the creek is the landowner's creek, because it was turned over to the owners to keep it up. So he can use that dirt, rocks out there. They straightened that creek out, the Corps of Engineers, a long time ago, and but they didn't want to keep working on it, so they give it, because it ran right through people's property, that creek, to straighten it up, to get the water out faster. So they turned it back to the landowners after they did that, and a lot of people don't take care of it, but some do. And I'm glad to see this man keep it cleaned out.